altitude, need immediate medevac. Repeat, medevac.
Jai Hind, Flight Officer. Medical emergency. One casualty, civilian. Low BP, go ahead with the coordinates. 790018 322700. Eastings, Northings. Roger, Jai Hind.
Each flight is our answer to the call of duty. To soar high and make our mark in history. To strengthen the bond between the air warriors and these machines. To revere our legend, always mission ready. To prove how the mighty is still worthy, only to touch the sky with glory. यशस्वत षट दशकम सेवा एवं निष्ठा.
This helicopter is completing 60 years of continuous operations in the Indian Air Force. This helicopter was inducted around the time I was born, almost within a month. I have flown this helicopter for 40 years. I'm very, very proud to say that this is a year when both of us together complete 60 years. It remains a formidable aircraft even today. We are able to maintain high serviceability because the armed forces innovated to fly this helicopter way beyond the design limits. So it is also a huge success story in terms of our quest for self-reliance, Atmanirbharta as we call it. The best part about this helicopter is that very easy to maintain. 2 pilots and 2 technicians can take it anywhere. I think biggest legacy is that since it could provide the feel of pure flying, and the trainee gets the grounding which becomes the foundation for him to build on while converting onto the other aircraft. It is a much modified aircraft from what it was 40 years ago or 60 years ago. It is almost contemporary in many ways. Together with Chetak and its 2 other siblings, that is Chetak and Cheetal, all of them together have flown something like 1.6 million hours, and with a fairly good flight safety record. That is itself is something to talk about and something which we can be very, very proud of.
The Alouette 3 or Chetak, named after the legendary warhorse of Maharana Pratap, delivered when India needed it most. Inducted in 1962, Chetak's under 105 helicopter unit were instrumental in supplying and rescuing India's brave hearts. Chetaks wreaked havoc on Pakistani forces in the 1965 war. Flight Lieutenant Ranjit Kumar Malhotra undertook 12 sorties to Kargil to evacuate battle casualties. 14th of August 1965 saw 2 more such sorties in Srinagar Valley. The invaders fired at Malhotra's Chetak, and despite the heavy gunfire, the helicopter landed and rescued the Indian soldiers. In 1971, as India intervened to stop the genocide in East Pakistan, Chetaks in the eastern sector flew 894 sorties and approximately 727 flying hours, with 282 casualties evacuated. Flying officer Bartan Ramesh carried out 45 successful operational missions and was awarded the Veer Chakra. Flying officer Sukhdev Singh Dhillon single-handedly evacuated 87 battle casualties from the hazardous terrain in Kargil sector, earning the Veer Chakra. Flight Lieutenant C.M. Singla trained foreign pilots in Chetak making them operational by the day and night. He even fired rockets from a modified Chetak and destroyed enemy ammunition trucks in a night mission, despite the Chetak taking some bullet hits. This earned him the Veer Chakra. 117 helicopter unit carried out 287 sorties with 165 hours and 100% serviceability. It was this unit that brought Lieutenant General Niazi and Major General Rao Farman Ali as prisoners of war. The Kargil War would see 114 helicopter unit operating from an altitude of 9,000 feet to 17,000 feet. This particular Chetak was one of the first to be inducted and is still soaring high.
My entire flying career, Chetak occupies the maximum space there. When I got commissioned, the first place where I was exposed to helicopters was a helicopter training school where we flew Chetaks. Out of 38 years of service, I was active in the cockpit for about 23 years or so, and in that I'd flown 7,000 hours, of which 4,500 hours, that is almost two-thirds or 65% was flown on Chetak. So that's the importance of Chetak in my career.
My forward area flying was in my initial years at Leh when the glacier operations had just started. I flew the Chetak between 78 to 82, as I said, at Jammu, Srinagar and at Leh, and thereafter in the hills of the east from Guwahati till about 1984. I happened to be in Leh when the Siachen glacier operations started. A casualty evacuation was done from the glacier, and which happened to be the first landing on the glacier that happened on the 6th of October 1978. The captain was my flight commander, Squadron Leader M.L. Monga, and it was a distinct honor to have been part of that mission.
The best part of this machine is that it is highly maneuverable, highly rugged, easy to maintain, and that is why it becomes a military aviator's delight. Even after 60 years, this machine continues to soar. This machine still holds its fort and still continues to maintain the most inaccessible areas, the Siachen Glacier, where no other machine can still fly. 60 years in the making, 60 years in existence, but still no machine can surpass what it's still doing and still continues to do.
I have seen search and rescue missions being done with such dedication. They are the lifeline of the people who are there in posts as high as almost 18 to 20,000 feet.
This aircraft has 4 roles. It can be fitted like an ambulance, which we call it SAR mode. It has a winch, it has a cargo, and they have floats also.
I was attached to this fleet for around 30 years. This helicopter has tremendously helped the army people for lifting for certain requirements and for dropping them from one place to another, for carrying their foods, carrying their weapons.
All the helicopter pilots of the Indian Air Force have trained from the helicopter training school. This machine still continues to produce the best pilots, more so for the visibility it offers, the maneuverability it has, along with the ease of flying. All of this prepares them well to fly helicopters in the future. The Chetak and Cheetah have selflessly flown into the blue yonder. Their very sight and sound of their blades strike fear among those with malintent. Today, they are veterans and legends. With them, India is Atmanirbhar and Saksham to take on any challenge or threat, always on a mission mode.